Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and today we're starting a series on the game Shovel Knight. So this is a game series, I guess, at this point that people have been talking about. People have been telling me that I should play it. Since it obviously is an 8-bit retro-looking game, my concern is that it might be more of a retro-looking game that has also that retro level of difficulty. You can see here there's not really any settings. The only thing I changed was turning off the VSync, so that's kind of all we need to know. So yeah, this looks like an NES game. A lot of NES games were super difficult. I'm hoping that this one is doable, but this includes feats, which are effectively achievements built into the game, which I love the idea of the achievements being integrated. I hate that it often is just set as an overlay. Seems like there's 3 different characters we're going to unlock, each with 1 beating of the game required on top of a bunch of other things. It's just going in loops. There's only really 4 pages here, so about 16 achievements for each character. 85 in total. Well, 45 for Shovel Knight, 20 and 20 for Specter Knight and Plague Knight. Okay. And I don't really think there's anything else to say. Let's just jump into the game. New adventure with 10 profiles, it seems, and that's that. So we could play as Shovel Knight, we could play as Specter Knight, or we can play as Plague Knight. I guess you should start Shovel Knight. The one thing that I think is most interesting about Shovel Knight is clearly it's one of a handful of indie games that became really popular, and also the creator knew how to shill his own product. So Shovel Knight has ended up appearing as a character that seems like he's a beloved character in many games. So it's kind of weird to play this game after having seen Shovel Knight appear in several other games. Enter body swap mode. Before you begin, would you like to swap the bodies of any characters in the main quest? Note you can perform this action at any time in the pause mode. So this seems to me like this is just, do you want to swap the gender? But the way this is lined up, I guess it would be, do you want to swap the gender of the appearance of Shovel Knight or the text of Shovel Knight, and you have those separated. I kind of feel like random means random, default means default, and opposite means opposite for everything. And we can see that there's some other characters here, all of which are named knights, that are male, except for the Enchantress. So it's a pretty dude-heavy game there, as it were. Alright, so modern identity politics playing a small role there. Take your pick. Customization, I guess, is good. I can't complain. So it looks like we'll have 4 health, 3 vials of something. We're looking for 46 note pages, and we're looking to do this under a reasonable amount of time. I'm not sure. I think there should be some more tutorial there and explanation on some of the menus. Long ago, the lands were untamed and roamed by legendary adventurers. Now, the joke about Shovel Knight is that he has a shovel instead of a sword. Of all heroes, none shone brighter than Shovel Knight and Shield Knight. But their travels together ended at the Tate of Fire when a cursed amulet wrought a terrible magic. When Shovel Knight awoke, the tower was sealed and Shield Knight was gone. Okay. His spirit broke, a grieving Shovel Knight went through a life of solitude. I guess I could skip, but I can't just move the thing. Without champions, the land was seized by vile power, the Enchantress and her order of no quarter. So, this feels very NES of like 8-bit. No dialogue. Now the tower is unsealed and devastation looms. A new adventure is about to begin. In a weird way, Shovel Knight is probably somewhat similar to a Wario game, because there is a little bit of a difference in what he's doing, and he's looking for gold more than anything. So there, I just got 150 gold, and killing that gave me 5 something that didn't count towards anything in the jars. Let's see. So these are like dung beetles. Now, what I would say is this game has failed so far to show me that there's a reason why I want this gold, or what the gold is for. I can see it says in the top right 6 bosses, so that's probably the entirety of the game. I feel like I'm gonna get more abilities, otherwise this is pretty limited in its motion. Yeah. So you just press down to attack with your shovel. Okay. Now, it's very important, I think, to point that gate that just played that for me. Like, more than that was super simplistic. But I think some of these platforming sections get more difficult later. And that, I believe, is the checkpoint. Anyways, what I was saying is it's important to point out that there are thousands upon thousands of 8-bit NES clone, NES style. Can I double checkpoint? I don't know. And the truth is, most of those are bad. Like, almost every game on Steam that tries to sell itself as a 8-bit clone game is really, really just a low-effort game, often selling for a very high price. Alright. Alright, so this is how we're gonna kill this guy. Figure that out. It could have used some help there. So every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I look at every single game, or nearly every single game that comes out on Steam. I end up seeing an 8-bit game at least on the week, 1 per week, if not several per week, if not 100 per week sometimes. There's just a lot of that happens, and I have to dismiss most of them. While I do have nostalgia for the NES era games, I have nostalgia for those actual games, not not the art style. If you took Super Mario Bros. 1, 2, or 3 and you remade that into the way New Super Mario World looks, I'm perfectly happy with that. Like, I don't need these 8-bit sprite graphics. Now, I know some game developers don't have the resources to make a game look like a modern game, and I understand that, but often it's not a case of that they don't have the resources as much as they just did not try at all. And so very often you'll find things that are 69 cents, 59 cents on day one, and you are unlikely to even get 2 hours of entertainment out of it. That, in part, I imagine, is why there is a no questions asked automatic refund on games on Steam now, is that there's just that high chance that if you've played a game all the way to completion in less than 2 hours, you're probably not going to be satisfied. So, what I don't feel like there is, well, now we know there's secrets. There's like no run and jump ability. So, the only thing I could think I'm supposed to do is scroll off the edge of the screen and then hit that to get that. And here we have a bit of a Castlevania reference in a turkey that I missed. And chasing after one jewel makes it dangerous to go for the other jewels. I can already tell you, and this is gonna probably break a bunch of people's hearts, including some of my fans that told me I should play Shovel Knight. I'm so far unimpressed, because there is just a complete lack of variety in this. And I beat that dragon, and apparently the dragon is not part of the... He wasn't one of the bosses, apparently. Alright, so there I died. And then if I go back to where we were, I can recover the bags and recover some of the gold, which makes this really feel like more of a WarioWare style game than a Mario game. Alright, we can hit that, and hit that, and hit that, and then I imagine I still have to safely make it all the way back to where I was. Which probably does involve coming back over here and hitting that. So we lock down the things, which I assume that's what I'm doing. Now we need to know if these guys will really ever die. The answer to that is yes. Okay, good to know. Let's not attack this guy and instead come over here. Oops. Feels like those skulls might play some other role later on. So I will fully admit, though, I would like to see all of the old NES games in some good, legitimate emulated form on Steam. I would like to see Mario-style games, Wario-style games actually appear. Alright, well, if that was supposed to be something, didn't seem like that was. And I assume I'm not supposed to jump to my death? So, have I gotten everything in this world, or can you not die? I probably haven't gotten everything in this world, in all fairness. So I wonder if I could have just taken the pacifism route there and not attack that guy. So I guess what we've learned here is that you can't get everything in the world, not realistically. It's too high of a chance that you'll just drop something off the edge. But if this really is just to get gold, for gold's sake, I don't think I can really appreciate that. And some of these extra places are blatantly obvious. These jumps and everything are not hard. See, I have a bit of arthritis in my hands, so I do have a fear when I see a game like this that it would become very, very difficult and become a problem. In this case, nah. I'm playing this on an Xbox One controller. It's perfectly fine. That being said, this doesn't feel like it is the tightest controls I've ever played with also, so there is probably still some room for improvement. And I guess we don't have to hit the ground. Downward, in a downward attack. We just have to hit the ground on the sideways attack. Black Knight, I knew you'd show your face sooner or later, the Cerulean coward. Turn back, Shovel Knight. There's nothing here for you anymore. So, almost certainly Shield Knight is Black Knight. Stand aside, Black Knight. I have no quarrel with you. I must return to the Tower of Fate. Your time away has dulled your senses, can't you see? The entire valley has been conquered by the Enchantress, and her invincible knights of the Order of No Quarter stand between you and the tower. But none of that matters because anyone after the Enchantress has to go through me. Steel Light Shovel. So there's the boss health. So alright, there's a problem here. So I get some invincible frames, and so you get some invincible frames, but you're gonna have to be careful not to die. Right. So I gotta hit him a lot of times. And I guess you don't have any up attack? So we've hit a difficulty spike here, oddly. Like, we're in a weird position now where we potentially can be losing all of our gold just because. So he kind of slides into it. And then it's like 4 attacks. Ah, and his shovel's longer than mine? See, I don't know if I'm really recovering all of my money or if I'm slowly losing some of the money. Honestly, I would just prefer to beat the guy. So, we took, what, like 2 fall deaths? Before we got to this boss fight. And so it seems like the up attack is the better attack. Or the downward attacking movement is the better move. Because it seems to keep you in the best position. And if you line it up just right, you can hit 2 attacks on the bounces. So that feels like that's going to bump you up to almost 5,000. I imagine you could have been over 5,000 if you were a little bit more careful on some places or found a few more secret places. Still not sure what the items do. Like, I may not even have an item right now. I may just have 30 mana to use an item that I haven't unlocked. But look in the top right there where it says the boss life is like really, really big. Does that mean the next boss is going to be even more difficult? Catcher? Okay. Interesting to have a dream sequence in an 8-bit game. And then I'm hitting the controller to wake myself up. Or maybe not. Maybe I have to hit A. There we go. So, seems like you do have co-op as an option, which would be nice for some people, I imagine. I can't do anything on this dot, so the dots means nothing. We can go to the village, and we have 1 musical note. I think we had 2, though. Farewell, halt, no weapons. We have enough to worry about lately without everyone swinging swords around. Aha, that's no weapon, just a shovel. You may enter then. Don't forget, press up to talk to everyone. So this is similar to to the Legend of Zelda, The Adventure of Link, the sequel to Legend of Zelda. So, did you know your fishing rod can haul up fairway bags and gems out of reach? No, I didn't know that. Beware of the Lich calling himself a super skeleton. His jumping attacks are ferocious. So you get random hints with these random characters. I remember the Order of No Quarter when we weren't afraid to walk around here. Or before the Order of No Quarter. Hail traveler, I'm but a simple bard, but I have a big problem. I lost my music sheets. My entire repertoire lays scattered across the lands. If you ever find a music sheet, return to me and I shall reward you handsomely. Woohoo, you have 2 music sheets. Magnificent. Take it for 500 goldies. Wonderful. Let's see, you found the rival? Black Knight has fine musical taste. should have studied composition, but then I suppose I'd be the one with the rival. Now that I have this magic sheet, I can perform it for you anytime, just ask. So if I want to hear a different song, I can play any of these. I have 7 of these already? I feel like I got some of these by default. And this is just music selection. And I guess what's gonna happen here is we're gonna get 2 through 46 through collections and 19 through 1 through 19 just throughout regular gameplay. Boy, you got a pretty face, you should come visit often. What's funny is, for as much as I've seen Shovel Knight show up in other games, I have not seen any of these other characters show up in the other games, and that includes like Shield Knight and such. Alright, let's see. Pottage and poultry, mutton and meat, your maximum health will increase if you bring me a meal ticket and I'll whip it up. A feast, Goshen might have some. Now where's that slide beast? Okay. So is that this guy? Odd decisions. Should I extend my magic or health or just eat a tin can? Why not buy my meal ticket and help narrow my options? Okay, yes. So 1,000 for extra health. And that was my first feast. Let's see. Sure. Seems like I might be able to get 2 upgrades right now. Want more use out of your relics? Oh yes, of course. You can increase your maximum magic. But no relics yet. What? You can't. I can't have... You have to find some relics. Chester down the ladder, he always has the weirdest things. Wait, what was I doing? So I'm not sure if a meal ticket would specifically be what's needed to expand your magic also. But it's still not really a lot of things to buy, for sure. If you're just gonna increase your life and your magic, and that's that. And then get some more characters that way. Let's talk to all these people. New face dancers, acolyte, witches, goats everywhere, and welcome here. I'm not gonna read all of this. A lot of this is just garbage that isn't gonna help much, at least right now. Woe is me, the king is nothing, not to rule my lone bar stool. King Knight sits on the Pridemore stone. That gilded goon, he'll get his sin. Just a bunch of rhyming. The number of dig piles you've dug is 7. The amount of gold you've collected is 5,913, and the number you've fallen in battle is 4. Total times you've spent adventuring is 24 times. So there's nothing to that. That was helpful. Just stats. So if everything is in this one city, then it probably means the overworld is pretty small, which it kind of has to be. It feels like there's only going to be 8 bosses, and that means 8 levels. So I suppose peaceful solitude is too much to ask for. Well, as long as I'm stranded here, shall we pass the time with a little game? We just need 100 gold first. Sure, let's gamble. Alright, I'll conjure up some things and you can hit them towards the targets for points, okay? Alright, so Which are we trying to hit? I assume it's the taller things. I don't know what I'm really trying to do here. It seems like we're probably doing a decent job, but probably not a great job, if I was to guess. So how many points did I get? 134? Good job. Take this and come back if you get bored again. So that was more than 100 gold. But none of those gave me an item, so it must be over here. Just a lot of stupid puns. I'm not really feeling. Hail, okay. The king of fruit and fish, long may his stem grow. Let's see. So, a vessel for storing mythical ichor, or like it seems like we can buy one or the other. So let's just pick one. Press up on the D-pad and press the X button, the vessel for storing mythical ichor, but where to find it. So, let's buy. I don't know if I really need 2 vessels. Sure. And fishing rod. Sure. Press up on an X. So how do I switch items? Okay. So you have to hit the back button for that. So probably want to buy this too, but I can't afford it, so we're good there, I guess. There's another bit of gold we could go sell. But I wasn't really looking for any secrets, so are there any more secrets to look around here? I would guess the answer is no. I really wish there was a button here. It's like, yeah, I wish there was a run button. So 1500. Just go ahead and purchase that, I guess. Because we just kind of don't know what anything is for. So I guess it assumes that nobody else can dig up things. It's just a ton of people of all the different kinds. See, if that kid could teach me how to run, that'd be great. Alright, so I can't get high enough to get up there, though. I can't really get high enough. Okay, I can get high on that way. I don't think I have enough to buy anything else, though. Who's this character, so? So yeah, to me it seems like we're gonna have a pretty short experience here, and the only thing that could make it more difficult is if we start running into major increases in difficulty spikes, which might be the case. That first level might be super easy, and then every level after it might be super difficult. Seems like we need to defeat Specter Knight before we can unlock this gate, which means we have to go here first. We could go to this pond, or we could go to the King Knight, which maybe if we defeated this level, then it would give us some upgrades or discounts. I'm not sure that there's even anything here. Let's see. Pause-wise, I guess body swap still is just like there's really no way to, like, this whole body swap feature feels like it was something that was added later, which is fine. Like, if you're trying to be inclusive, I can't blame you. On the other hand, when you talk about inclusivity features here, how about people that don't want to read by putting a little bit of voice acting in this? Probably wouldn't have been a lot of work to do that, to hire a couple voice actors, or, you know, maybe increase the ability to not run into difficulty spikes, because my main fear right now is that this is going to be a game where we get a couple hours into it and we end up running into levels that are super long, like hour-long levels perhaps, and super difficult, with only a checkpoint system to act as our backup. Anyways, this is where I'm going to end this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me even further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.